There's a storm brewing in the women's division of boxing. And when we take a look at things to see exactly who are the fighters that are looking to make waves, you can't look further than where we have fighters who give you exactly what you're looking for when you watch the sport of boxing. One of those fighters happens to be Caroline Dubois from the Fighting Dubois family. And you have to also think about these fighters from this family are doing their best to make a positive impression on the sport of boxing. But Caroline, when it's all said and done, may be the best from the family. And that's nothing to sneeze at. Let's talk about Caroline and what's coming up for her in 2024. Thinking ahead to 2024, there are fighters out here who are capable of delivering. And in the women's division of boxing, I look at Caroline Dubois, who's competing in the lightweight division, as a fighter, as one to watch. I had foreseen before the end of 2023 she becoming a perennial titleist, and she did deliver that. She actually became the IBO lightweight champion, and she was able to conquer Magali Rodriguez in September of 2023 for that IBO world title. It's her first professional world title, and things are really looking up for Caroline, because with that, she now has her feet in the pool of competitiveness for the fighters at the top of her sport. And recently, she gave an interview where she talked about her plans for 2024 and going forward. So, shout out to Boxing Social, who was able to deliver an interview. The link will be in the description, but I want you to hear firsthand from Caroline about what her plans are. Currently, she has a professional record where she is 8-0 with 5 KOs. And this southpaw fighter is one that really takes her opponents apart. I've spoken about her in the past, and she bears watching, I'm telling you. And coming from the UK, the way that she fights, she's almost like a smaller version of our Claressa Shields over there, whom she really looks up to professionally. Let's hear a little bit more about what Caroline is thinking about.
See, you know, do have to keep it strict because you do have a fight in about 6 weeks, 7 weeks time. How do you find training over Christmas, over the festive period where we know that it is like, you know, people do like to sort of pig out, eat a lot, but not for yourself because you've got a fight to train for. How do you sort of find that?
No, definitely, as you said, this is the period where people usually like to sit down and be, you know, a bit more lax and have more fun, and obviously I'm going to have to be a bit more strict with that, so it's just about discipline, and I'll be on it.
Absolutely, we'll get onto that fight February the 3rd, fighting on the Dubois Aziz undercard, back at the O2 for yourself. How important is it to sort of get the ball rolling February straight away into the 2024? You've got a fight and you're ready to go.
Yeah, definitely, very important to get the ball rolling. It'll be a quick start to the year. I'll be early on, and I want to get the ball rolling. I want to create a stamp, put a stamp down, and let everyone know that I'm here, and I'm here to take over.
Caroline is going to fight in February on the undercard of Aziz and Bouatsi. This opportunity that she's talking about is a spectacle where she's looking forward. He asked her about the holiday discipline of being able to, you know, keep her weight and everything, which she's definitely a dedicated fighter at this point in her career, very youthful in her career. She's just looking to get back at it. She's 22 years old, and she sees the world as her oyster, and so do a lot of other people. When you think about what she's been able to accomplish at 22, think about Claressa and how she has garnered her success in her personal career at 20, in her early 20s as well. So Caroline has a great benchmark role model to follow, and I think she's going to do exactly that. We'll go a little bit further with the interview.
When we talk about getting the ball rolling, do you feel like this could be a massive year for you? You know, 2023 was a big year for you, being the main event, fighting for IBO world titles, for example, and a real big stepping stone for you in terms of providing a big fights for yourself in 2024.
Definitely. I think the most important thing would be to put in a good performance, to let everyone know that I'm here in the division, and let everyone know that, you know, I'm here to stay. I feel like a lot of the big names that we know now, they're kind of on their way out. Natasha Jonas, Katie Taylor, you know, Michaela May, they're all a bit older than me. They're a lot aged and they're a lot further in their, you know, in their progression. But I feel like they'll be starting to get to the end of, you know, and whereas I've just started my journey, and I'll be taking over soon.
We're talking about that, you know, do you feel like the learning's done now, 2023? You know, that was a big year for learning for you, moving up to 10 rounds, having sort of not necessarily tickovers, but, you know, being in main events, being at main event stops, you know what that feeling's like, you know what the pressure's like. Now for yourself, the importance is like, no, I'm in big fights now, and I'm sure you want a big fight on February the 3rd.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like the learning has been done. I said when I turned pro that my first year, maybe my second year is all about learning, getting used to the occasion, the moment, and the rounds and everything like that. And I feel like I've done that. I genuinely do. I want to step up, I want to fight good names, and I want to challenge myself now.
And you look at the stage now for women's boxing where you see fights such as, you know, Natasha Jonas versus Michaela Meyer. Even this year, 2023, we've seen, you know, Chantel Cameron versus Katie Taylor ×2. We've seen that twice. Do you feel like in 2024, you know, when we talk about big women's fights, we'll see Caroline Dubois as the name of one of them?
That's the plan, that's the hope. I remember going to the all-female show, and then that got me my blood boiling, and that got me, you know, excited, and that got me energized. Like, I want to be headlining in big fights. I want to be having people saying this is a 50-50 fight. I want people, you know, saying, putting bets down and being excited, and that's what I want.
As you can see, she is one that is looking at it from both a professional side and a competitive side. The bout that was held with the original fight between Claressa Shields and Savannah Marshall is where she was speaking of the all-women's card that gave her a boost of energy toward recognizing what she can achieve in this sport. You see, when you have that type of role model, meaning that there was a blueprint set before you, then you can visualize yourself being able to be more of an ambassador to the sport. And she spoke respectfully of those other feminine names out there who are advanced beyond her years, and as she is just coming into her own, she's looking at it as some of them may be on their way away from the sport by the time that she gets to that point. But it's still respectful that she has the eye toward the achievement. She's not tearing anyone down from what they've accomplished, but she does recognize that with the age of some of those prominent names in the sport, like Katie Taylor and Natasha Jonas and so forth, those are fighters that possibly may not necessarily be there when she is ready to get to that point. But there is no rush. For what she's done in this sport so far, she has put herself in a great position. And with this IBO championship that she has been able to capture toward the end of 2023, going into 2024, the sky is the limit. And there are other fighters who are representing in the sport that she can look forward to competing against. But what do you think? This is Stormy B. Man. Shout out to the mighty LDBC and Liberated Perspective, a third eye view of the world. For more content such as this, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Let me know what your thoughts are about Caroline Dubois and where her career may be headed going forward in 2024. I think that she's going to be a fighter to be reckoned with in women's division of boxing. Peace to everyone out there, and everyone please remain safe.